Hey, what up, guys? Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives. It's also a self-improvement process to reach the high goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves, as well as those around us. If you would like a brief introduction, a brief summary into how we break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, subseries, analogies, and so on and so forth, you can check that out on the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years, straight to January 2021 and beyond, for more updated versions. So, with that being said, let's just dive right into it. So, this is a continuation of this morning's stream, and I was almost about, regrettably, 12 hours ago. I should have really done this stream about 12 hours ago, following from the first one today. But, you know, it is what it is. We're working on it now. And in the second segment, as usual, I would like to mention the system, a solve 6.5 override, meaning that we're going to skip ahead and be able to rearrange, structurally reorganize any segments of the stream. 11 segments grouped into 3 phases into 15 minutes per live stream. But the main principle behind solve 6.5 is that I can, again, use this rule to break all other rules and free myself from the system so long as it's practical. So the only other thing I should mention is that, of course, you can skip ahead from 2 minutes to skip the introduction as usual, but that's that. By this point you already heard it, so let's just dive into what we had to cover today. So take a look on the screen. What you have is what you get. That's what we have to cover for this live stream, as well as behind it we have a lot of physical garbage. We need to work through a lot of stuff, equipment. We have a lot of food, as well as you see in the title, it does say something along the lines of $230 worth of product from a business. So when we talk about that kind of stuff, inventory in region D4. So we have phase 2 and 3, lots of stuff to cover physically and digital, just to get started with the digital stuff. All right, we have here right in front of me, which I'm not going to waste any time, just dive right into it. We see this collage here. We have a whole bunch of things. It looks like about 20 different screenshots. Most of them are snapshots of Excel spreadsheets or emails in portion to keep it confidential. I have managed to just take out little portions where it doesn't cover any sort of detail. Same thing with any messages, it doesn't elaborate. So we'll talk over and give a lot of storytelling commentary very shortly. At the very top, you also see there's a lot of curry up there, so that's yellow curry, Vietnamese style curry. And I just fixed my voice a little bit, I recognize, but let's just start to cover things one by one now. Going straight down to the very bottom, okay, we have stored reflections as usual. This is everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear, as well as School Life London. Great ideas don't emerge all at once. Instead, they come to us in fragments, tiny slivers of thought that you've captured, gradually accumulate into fully realized ideas. So to capitalize on it, you would have to, you should basically keep some sort of system and just write down your thoughts, get your thoughts down in some sort of media asset. And that's basically what I'm doing here. So I thought that was kind of interesting that School of Life London is actually sort of encouraging us to find ways to capture our thoughts and our emotions and so on and so forth to piece it together. Again, that portion, that more understanding and compassionate understanding of philosophy is like my figurative mother. My figurative father for most of my life has been Stoicism, so that's the more conservative version of philosophy. So on the right hand side, everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear by George Adar. So basically saying no pain, no gain. I don't have to explain that much too much, but once again, copyright notice. This is not my stuff, not my shit. Check out on Instagram, Stoic Reflections and School Life London on any media from YouTube to Facebook. Those are two very big name philosophy channels that again are very close to home for me. So now we're going to move into assets for segment 4 and 5, right? Segment 4 and 5 having to do with the voice recordings. Well, I'll mention very briefly that, of course, we did run a live stream earlier today, right? We already talked about that. So in addition to that, what happened today that I didn't record, yesterday I didn't record, well, yesterday I had a recording that came down with happy birthday to one of my buddies, AN, having his birthday. We went out, we ate some stuff like, there's all that photography in the first live stream. You can check that all there. Long story short, the recording's there. But I also want to mention that I forgot to cover how I recorded a conversation with one of the landlords here. The landlord's coming upstairs, they're seniors, asking about translating a mail rate they received from public housing. So obviously for seniors, public housing. And so between me and my maternal guardian, the two of us were translating over into Cantonese for them so they can understand what that's all. So there was a conversation like that went down. Now I want to mention also that today you can take a look and recognize that I didn't showcase any recordings on this in a screenshot particularly, but there was another recording today that there should have been a recording this morning where I was in touch with my paternal guardian, and he mentioned something about a trip over to Blue Mountain hiking. And I said, if it's a Sunday, probably not. Another thing, he came in and just to tell me about some curry chicken, which we're going to show in a second. So that he was cooked up and wanted me to, said that if I want, I can go downstairs and have a shot, a dig at it, a try. So it's like carrot stew. I'll show you very soon. And then last but not least, another conversation once again between me and my business partner. So a lot of different conversations covering these media assets, the voice recording, not just the live stream, but the voice recordings, many other media assets. So again, with a business partner, she dropped over some products. We'll cover that in a second, once again, in physical format. So a lot of stories, a lot of relationships in the voice recording. And of course, this live stream itself, 876B. So this is also part of the recording. Okay. So that's segment 4 and 5, relationships and digital media assets. So we're continuing back in segment 6, media assets, where we went traveling yesterday. Like I said, New City Restaurant and Cocoa Fresh Tea and Juice. That's where we ate with my buddy yesterday. So happy birthday to him. It's actually his birthday today. So I just took a Google snapshot there. Moving on, we can see that okay, now we start to cover all this kind of stuff that has to do with email and stuff like that. That's kind of odd transition, isn't it? So seniors housing services, like I said, this one on the top right hand side is particularly important because of I forgot to mention that I had a conversation with the landlord, so that's great. Seniors housing, and they received the mail, and that conversation is over and done with. So something I just helped them out with that I wanted to mention. Over here, is there another screenshot? So there's housing services through this screenshot. Right here's another one. So seniors medication in 9 buildings across the Toronto or whatever. 1, 2, and here's another one. So once again, just 3 different screenshots that I just went online, but really they received mail. Okay, moving on. We have these things here, cherished of mine. What's it say? Effects accumulated domestic. Right, so this is me saying that this is like a drafted email for one of my my godmother from the hospital. I still haven't gotten out to her, but I wanted to get that done. It might not be today, it might have to be tomorrow, but I really have to reach out to her, give her a phone call, draft of this email, send it out to her, as well as this copy can also be sent over a slightly different version of this draft email over a bunch of resources, send it over to my business partner KW, because I really want to help her out. So with that being said, as I'm on that note, so you can see that's the logo for WhatsApp there. Basically, that's how I'm going to be in touch with my business partner most of the time. So call her up and say, hey, by the way, here's the resources, bada boom, bada bing. Real easy like that. Which, by the way, also yesterday, this is exactly how my buddy sent me some of the photographs for the birthday. So a lot of stuff, communications back and forth. All right, so let's get rid of that. This is just an email here saying that I received. So this has to do with finance, so money, finance, and my email saying investment. I have been charged, so and so money, like $25, whatever, plus HST tax or whatever, because of the fee that's necessary for investment account to keep maintenance fee, I guess. So not too much is mentioned about that. This one has to do with volunteering, not finance or money, but this one or investment. This has to do with volunteering at the seniors home, so long-term care and volunteering. So 2 checklists here that I gotta make sure I gotta download a PDF, and I'll show you in a second right here on the very top right there. See, so PDFs. I received an email, like I said, orientation session over a couple of days ago. Now I have to get the PDF downloaded and sign it, knock off the checklist, watch the videos that I have to watch, sign the forms I have to sign, and then sort of submit it online to my to my coordinator at the senior home. All right, that's great. Moving on. Here is a business. So now we're jumping from finance and money to volunteering and seniors housing over to business. Now this is business and health and nutrition and research. So there's a convention coming up for that business. Again, Used Health Sciences, which I'm affiliated with. And so here's once again another one. There's a convention for the Americas and Europe, and obviously I have purchased a ticket, and I received it here as a redemption. I have a redemption code. I can take one guest with me, so I gotta redeem everything and blah blah. That's the email for that. And last but not least, so we jump from finance to volunteering to business to health, and finally this is health, this is medical stuff. So I called my dentist today, one of my other two dentists, and recall email reminder, I got a book appointment again, so August 20 whatever. And I recognized that, okay, now I have to jump into insurance now, because it turns out I'm going to be resigned by the time they're fully booked all the way up to the date that I resign. So it's going to be after I am pretty much, I guess, losing my main source of income and losing my insurance company. So I had to get in touch with my insurance company. So which is why, in fact, I also have I haven't taken a screenshot of it. Okay, that's fine. We'll show that in section 8. Basically it's Excel spreadsheets on the laptop right here. So we'll get to that really shortly. So right before that though, the digital assets, here's some messages between me and my cousin. Again, nothing specific, right? Me and a call over to CSR for business related matters, redeeming the ticket voucher. Also down here with my business partner KW. So just some general stuff, and then also my buddy for his birthday, pizza, and he's like, "Oh, I'll treat you next time." That's nice of you. That's really nice. All right, so we got like 3.5 minutes left. That's it. All right, take a look here. We have this curry. That's the stewards talking about receiving domestic orders. So class 2 item here. And on the inside, it's stew, chicken, sweet potatoes, yam, and that's, like I said, that's what I received from my guardians. And so while we're on this note, here's a collage of everything once again, and we are finally done the media assets. So onto the laptop, segment 8. Like I said, we have all these like 8 different spreadsheets. Okay, that's crazy. I'll close one of them. That's the music for the live stream. But the one that was kind of work through them. So contacts here is most important. Like I said, I just mentioned on the insurance company, I had to update the new kind of like phone number I had to add on here. Save it so I can close that one now. Addresses, so there's addresses here. So I had to update all the addresses here for the restaurants I went to. 2 places, right? The coconut bubble juice kind of tea thing with my buddy yesterday, as well as the Hong Kong style restaurant. Talked about that, close that. Research, so news, politics. We're jumping to news and politics. So there's something on Olympics right here. And I don't have too much to say about that. So Olympics, that's what's up on news. Read 2 articles, documented that. Business as usual, and inventory. So business, I have to mention that I received 2 comments on YouTube and stuff. So I want to read that up. But most important, inventory here, lots of inventory. So today, especially at the back here, we're going to cover this in phase 3 in about a minute or so. A lot of new inventory. We probably can't cover everything, I'll be honest with you. But the curry, I had to add into this. I had to log in the birthday meal yesterday, the Hong Kong style restaurant, the juice, like the coconut strawberry shake, all that kind of stuff. All this garbage, all the nutritional products for gifting for my colleagues. So it's just mess. Fitness, excretion, horrible. My health in waste. Excretion, sleep times, working, getting outdoors, activity, everything's in the shitter. Don't need to talk about that. And then, of course, budgeting, financing, it's all covered. Okay, finally, we're done. Segment 8. And sleep, obviously, that's not going down too well. So phase 3, we have about 1 minute left. It's crazy. We can't cover it. This is region A9, D1, D4. I can't believe we're not going to get through this. Region G. Most importantly, I got to get this thing off my bed. So I'm going to say that right here. We're going to try to put it here and then put all these 4 bags on top of that if we can. Back to D1. Okay, so because I gotta sleep, I can't do this. I have only about like 30 seconds left. So this is all trash, garbage. Take out the plastic, fold the cardboard boxes down and toss it out. Over here, region A9. I want to mention, of course, open the bottles. Use that. I'm gonna keep these 2 plastic wraps to kind of, because there's a bug in there. Books gotta go away. This is all trash here. All the plant, disgusting. I'm gonna take all this Kleenex and stuff and these bandages and stuff like that and alcohol wipes and move over here, stick inside plastic bag inside bag, take out the trash. Last but not least, well, I'll same thing with these spoons here, and yeah, we'll do this tomorrow morning on time. I can't believe this. Seriously. Yo.